my channel. I know it's been a really long time since I did a Decay makeup tutorial, so I figured let me start a new series. So this could be considered like bridal makeup or wedding guest makeup. You can tone it down or make it even more glam. You guys know I love sitting at home playing dress up and dulhan all the time. So today is going to be the first of a very long series because I am on a mission to pretty much create new looks with all the Decay clothes that I have, and I have plenty. So I'm going to start with this outfit. So I'm wearing a panels outfit. This outfit is actually pretty old. I got this like a long time ago in Pakistan. The last time I wore this, I want to say I was like freaking 13, 14. I'm not even sizing it. And let me tell you, I struggled very hard to fit into it and I can't breathe right now. So I'm gonna try to get through this video as quickly as possible. Yeah, so the color combination is what's gonna inspire this look. The color combo is literally what you see in my jewelry here. You can see it's like this teal color, and then there's also purple in it. So the purple is one of the colors of the panels right there. You guys saw in the whole beginning the posing stuff. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. So the eyeshadow palettes I'm gonna be using are the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Volume 2 palette. You guys know how much I love this palette, only for the colors. The color payoff in the colors in here are amazing. And then I'm also going to be using the Urban Decay Electric palette. Both of these palettes are older. And then I'm also going to be using this Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Glitter. This is in the shade Teal, Mystic Teal. I think that NYX has a dupe for this and they're like half the price. I have a bunch of Anastasia loose glitters, that's why I use them. And also I'm a huge fan of the glitters because they're the only loose glitters that don't irritate the shit out of my eyes. So we are going to start with the eyes. Oh, my clips match me today. That's different. Okay, let's do this. It's been a really long time since I've done like glittery glam, so I'm excited. So I'm starting off with priming my eyelids, and I'm just using a little bit of concealer for that. You can use eyeshadow primer, you can use concealer, you can use your foundation even. And I'm just putting a little bit and blending it in. And then whatever loose powder I have on my brush, I'm just tapping over it to make sure it's not still sticky. So I'm starting with this as my brow bone shade. It's just like a frosty white color. It's not even white, it's like cream. But I'm putting that down as my brow bone base. Everything I do right now is gonna look really crazy because I don't have any other face makeup on. So when you're doing your eyes first, you have to keep that in mind. Like your blending is gonna look insane. Everything's gonna look insane, but trust the process and everything will turn out fine. Alright, so I'm gonna do like a 3D glitter halo eye. So for that, first I'm gonna take like a bunch of these neutral colors, the mattes up here, and those are gonna be my blending shades, like my crease blending shades. So from my experience, if you go straight into a very dark color first to blend, it could be really hard to blend. So that's why I'm gonna kind of build it up. I want the purples to be in the outside section and the teal to be right in the center. So I'm using these colors and I'm just working them into my crease, and I'm swirling back and forth, but I'm also layering a lot because that's what's gonna give me the blend. I'm basically just following the end of my brow bone. Usually I extend out, but I'm not doing that this time. The key to a 3D halo, smoky eye, whatever you want to call it, are detail brushes. Okay, so these are just small blending brushes. They're all by Morphe. I'm just going to tell you the numbers in case you don't know what to look for. So I have the Morphe E36, and that's this tiny little blending brush. It just helps you get into the corners. And then I also have the Morphe E18 brush. I like this one. It's a little bit more round than the other one. This one is really small. And then I have the Morphe M507. And then I also have the Morphe M321. So any of these kind of detailing brushes will work. So I'm going in with the Morphe M321 brush because it's synthetic, and whatever color that I pick, so I'm going to be picking this color right here, and that's going to be my halo color. It's going to take a lot of building. So I'm picking up a little bit on the brush, and what I'm going to do is place it in the outer corner right here. And I'm just gonna work it up slowly. Oh, I'm already so excited for this look. Any purple look, I'm for it. I love purple. It's my favorite color. And don't worry so much about the blending right now. This is all about the placement. And then I'm also getting the inner section. I'm getting like cross-eyed. Okay, now I'm picking up the Morphe M507 brush and I'm picking up this shade right here, Thick Skin. Honestly, I'm just like going back and forth between whatever browns I feel like will work and like help blend out this color right here. So now I'm just going to slowly work on blending the edges, and what really helps is you see how I'm using a mirror and like looking down. I have another mirror in front of me, which is this flip mirror, but when you're looking straight at a mirror, it doesn't help you blend. If you look down, you can see it better. Like you'll see if I'm looking into the mirror, I'm like closing my eye, like I'm squinting, I'm trying to figure it out. It's hard to get that angle. So when you look down into like a hand mirror or something, it's actually easier. And I'm also using this color to connect the top crease color. Now I didn't put purple up here. And I don't know if I want to. You can leave it open or you can connect it. It's up to you, it's a personal preference. Every time I do halo eyes, I always connect it because I personally like it connected. I've never done it the other way. Maybe I should try it like that today. All right, and now I'm going back to that purple. So I said I wasn't gonna connect it, but I ended up connecting it. I knew this was gonna happen though. All right, so I'm going back to that initial blending brush that I was using, and I'm just softly going over this whole section right here. So I am trying to like round it out now so I don't have to worry about it later. But I think like as far as extending it, this is as far as it's gonna go, or I want to take it at least, because I realize that I can't keep it completely round because I need area to blend too. Otherwise it's gonna look really choppy. So I'm taking my electric palette and I'm taking this shade right here called Fringe, and I'm gonna use that as the center color, like as a base before I go on top of it with the glitter. Alright, many moments later, because I'm full of shit and I take so many breaks when I'm doing my makeup. I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills glitter adhesive, you guys know the deal, and then my loose glitter. This is in the shade Mystic Teal again. So I always pour some glitter into the cap, so that's how I can work with it. And then for the glitter adhesive, you can just apply it directly onto the area where you want the glitter. So I'm gonna apply it section by section, and when you're applying it, make sure you don't look up while the glue is still wet. Make sure you go slow, because if you overdo it, it's gonna be like really chunky and the glitter is just gonna start falling off in random places. Okay, I'm completely happy with the placement, I'm happy with the blending, I'm happy with the glitter. I feel like a peacock, even though these aren't like peacock colors, but it's kind of giving me similar vibes. So I'm going to need something to help me blend the edges together. Now, it's not gonna be perfectly blended because these colors are not gonna migrate together properly. So I'm not gonna spend too much time like trying to connect the green to the purple, but I do want kind of like a sandwiched color in between the two. So for that, I'm going into my Urban Decay electric palette, and I'm picking up the purple shade right here called Urban. Okay, so the trick is to get very close to it and just kind of push at the edges until you're happy with how it looks. So this has a little bit of a shimmer in it, so that's why you can see it show up more. And if you want, like, you can pull it out a little bit too. I don't want to like pull it out too much because I like the contrast. Sorry about the weird angles, like I be really getting into it when I'm doing my makeup. So I feel like I always look super weird. So I'm about to take a little bit of a break. I'm taking the Bioderma, this is just micellar water, and I'm taking it on a dried up baby wipe. I use baby wipes whenever I'm taking off makeup. I always have. I don't like makeup removers. I always just buy, you know the store Aldi? I always buy like their pack of 3 baby wipes. These ones, I mean, they work for me. They're really gentle, so that's what I use. And like when I'm taking off my makeup, I don't take a wipe and like just wipe it. I always massage first and then I take it off. I'm gonna do a whole video on how I take off my makeup because I feel like everybody takes their makeup off differently. And if you're still using like makeup removing wipes to take your makeup off, you need to step your game up because it's not good for your skin. So yeah, these were really dried out because I forgot to close it one time, so it got really dried out. And yeah, so I'm just taking off all of my shit with this Bioderma water. Hey.
What do I think?
You like me?
Yeah. What happened? Did you just wipe your whole face again?
No, I just...
Oh, you just started with dries?
Yeah.
I finished everything downstairs.
Good. Proud of you. Good job, D.
Food is packed now, so... I got a little bit of work to do, but after that I'm done. I'm not doing shit.
Okay. Okay, so my skin is clean. I don't have anything on it. I'm gonna put on some Nivea cream. I know what you might be thinking. Why are you using that cheap shit? Well, let me tell you about this cheap shit. Okay, Nivea cream is like so slept on. First of all, it smells so good, okay? It has like that old smell. And this cream is so good for a makeup base because it's sticky and it's very hydrating. So anytime you're doing makeup, you need a very hydrating base because makeup can dry your skin out. And if you want your makeup to really like look like it's part of your skin, then the best way to do it is by moisturizing. And then you can always go on top of it with a primer if you need like a silicone based primer, if you have oily skin or combination skin. I have dry skin, so I don't need silicone primer, but sometimes I do use it if I feel like my pores are looking big that day, or like after I shaved or something, because I'll like get bumps which I need to smooth over, and it helps with that. But for the most part, I just like using a really good rich moisturizer. So for my foundation today, I'm taking the Fenty Beauty foundation and I'm gonna be mixing it with the Soft Focus Glow Drops. And I've never done this before. This is a priming liquid, but the Fenty Beauty foundation is very drying and I can get away with using this by itself. I have, and I actually like this foundation, contrary to a lot of people's opinion. People with dry skin, they hate this foundation. I haven't found that it clings to my dry patches, and I know that Fenty just released a new foundation, which everybody's going crazy over. It's actually a tinted moisturizer, and I haven't tried that yet. So, I don't have a makeup palette to mix it on. I don't know why I don't have a makeup palette. So I'm just gonna be mixing it on the back of my hand. So I'm gonna take like 3 pumps of foundation, which is probably a lot. And I'm gonna take these drops, like 3 of the drops. And then we're gonna mix it with this little spatula looking thing. Now see, I have this, but I don't have a freaking makeup palette. So I'm picking it up on a brush, and I'm taking the Real Techniques brush today, and I am just blending this into the skin. So I took an extra pump of foundation just to put it down my neck. That 3 pumps for my full face was actually a perfect amount. But I just wanted to mention that if you are doing this as your bridal makeup look, and I know that a lot of people nowadays are doing their own bridal makeup because of COVID and everything. Oh, by the way, I got my COVID vaccine. I completely forgot to talk about that in this video. I'll get to it in a second. But if you're a bride and you're doing your own makeup for your wedding, do not forget to put foundation on your neck, even on your ears if your ears are a different color, because in pictures it will pick up. And if you're already wearing clothes and you're scared about like getting your clothes dirty or whatever, just put a towel inside like your neck area so you don't get makeup on your clothes. And then the key to a perfect base, especially for photography makeup, is to keep on blending. You want to blend for like anywhere from 2 to 6 minutes is the best amount of time to blend. That trick I actually learned from the Makeup by Mario masterclass, and I saw that trick circulating like all over beauty TikTok recently too, so I rediscovered it. But the longer you blend your foundation or any face makeup, honestly, the better it's gonna look. And even if you're using a beauty sponge, actually I personally like wet beauty sponges best for complexion, but I do know a lot of people who prefer a brush, and I actually think that if you have large pores, a brush is better than using a sponge, because sometimes using a wet sponge can actually emphasize those pores even more. And when you think you're done blending, you're still not done blending, so just keep on blending, honey. Oh, so that's what I was supposed to talk about, the COVID vaccine. So I got my second dose last week. I got both of my doses within this month in March, and I got the Pfizer vaccine, in case anybody asks. And actually I got a lot of DMs asking which vaccine I got, because as soon as I posted it on my Insta that I got the vaccine, people were like flooding my DMs like, oh my god, I hope you're okay. But no, seriously, like thank god, thank god, thank god. Danish and I both got the vaccine together, and we did not experience any major side effects from either doses. I didn't get a fever, I didn't have anything like that. I didn't have a sore throat even, and I know a lot of people were complaining that they had a sore throat. I didn't have that. The only thing that I experienced from both doses were chills and body ache, which lasted about 1 day. For the second dose, it was 2 days, but for the first dose, it only lasted 1 day. But that was it. That was literally it. And now I just need to wait 1 more week, and then I'm fully free from COVID. Well, I'm not fully free, but like, meaning like the vaccine will start doing its job in 1 more week. So as soon as I'm good, like I'm trying to travel. Whatever countries will accept me, I'm ready to travel now, obviously with a mask still and taking the proper precautions, but I just myself feel a lot safer now that I have the vaccine. And honestly, like if you're anti-vaxxer, I really don't understand why, because if everybody were to get vaccinated, it would be over. Literally, we won't have to deal with this shit anymore. We won't have to wear a mask. We'll finally be able to go out, do our thing, live our freaking lives, and move on from this stupid pandemic. So if you're anti-vaxxer, please stop watching this. Please unsubscribe. Please cut me off. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. Okay, for concealer, I'm taking the Huda Beauty concealer in the shade Sugar Biscuit. And the shade is pretty light. And then for cream contour, I'm taking the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the shade 60N Mahogany. So I'm just putting my entire placement right now. So I like to just place it a little bit higher, because when I blend it, it's gonna move down anyway. So I'm gonna start by blending out my contour. And I'm just using the same brush that I used for my foundation. And it'll actually help melt it into my base even better because of that, actually, instead of using a whole separate brush. Make sure you really push it into your hairline. There shouldn't be a line of like demarcation between your hairline and wherever you contoured. And then I realized that I applied a lot, so I'm just wiping it into my tissue, whatever is coming off onto the brush. Okay, and then for concealer, I'm taking the Morphe M173 brush. And then if I need to, I can even just go back and blend with my foundation brush. Just make sure you wipe off the contour if you do use the same brush like I did. And then I don't cream contour my nose, just because I prefer to use powder when I'm contouring my nose. And for me, like my nose contour doesn't move, so I don't need to put cream first. But I still put a little bit of concealer on there to like highlight it and stuff. So I'm using my concealer to lift my eye too. I'm actually really happy with the eye shape today. Like this is different than what I usually do. So where's the first place you're gonna travel as soon as you can? Because I'm looking into vacationing this year now that I'm vaccinated. Thank you, science. Okay, now I'm just gonna go back into my foundation brush and lightly blend in between here and like the contour area. So this part is essential because you don't want to see like the triangle shape. It's out now, you guys. The triangle shape, it's out. So you have to blend around this area just to make sure it goes from like light to medium and then over here dark. So it's like a really good dimensional look. See how it is? So on this side I tapped it out and on this side I didn't. You can clearly see a difference. If I were to go back in time and redo my wedding makeup, I totally would. I actually wish that I had done my own wedding makeup. I did my own nikah makeup and I did my own mehndi makeup. So both of those events were like pre-wedding. Okay, nikah is wedding. Let's be honest here. Nikah is wedding. If you're Muslim, your actual wedding, like the day that you sign your nikah papers, that's when you're married. But in Desi, your rukhsati is when you get married. So for my rukhsati, we had like one reception. We didn't have a barat or a walima. We just had one combined reception because we had our nikah months in advance. But yeah, I got my makeup done for my reception and I liked my makeup at the time, but now looking back at it, I feel like my makeup looked too white. Like I think that my face looked way too white, and this is the first time I'm ever saying it out loud. Like I always kept it in because I was so self-conscious about it. And like in pictures and stuff, some pictures it looked good, but like we watched the video recently and in person I didn't look that white, but it was picking up that white in camera, like in photos and stuff. So I don't know, like I feel like something that the makeup artist used probably had flashback. I wish that I had just trusted myself and did my own makeup. I knew how to do makeup then too. I was doing makeup professionally then too. Like I was freelancing during that time, but I just didn't trust myself with my own makeup because I felt like I would probably panic, I'd be nervous, and I'd screw it up. Because on my mehndi day when I did my makeup, my god, it was so stressful. There's people in the house, you have to be ready, you have your photo shoot, you have to get your hair done, blah blah blah. It wasn't relaxing. Like now when I get ready for things, it's relaxing because I have my space, I'm alone, it's quiet, like I'm doing my thing. Alright, I feel like I've been blending for literally ever now, so I just need to move on because this is too much. Alright, face powder. I'm taking the Fenty Beauty loose powder. So I'm taking this mini sponge and it's actually not wet. It's pretty dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray and I'm spraying my sponge with it. I don't need it like soaking wet. I just need it to be like slightly wet while I'm picking up the powder, because for me, I need to use a wet sponge when I apply any loose powder or else my skin is going to hate me. And I'm actually setting my entire face with this powder. Now that's what's going to give you that Photoshop look if you set your whole face, but you have to do it in thin layers. Don't overdo it on the first try, otherwise it's going to look really crazy. So I'm even going over the contour everywhere that I just put makeup on. You want to set it with powder. If you want that dewy look, you can always go in with a setting spray after and bring the dew back, but don't skip out on setting, especially for bridal looks. And you can see that I just immediately dusted the powder off of my nose. Like this powder is good, but I just like it's too drying for me. Over time, it just feels so drying unless I do it the way I just did. So for bronzer, I'm taking the Lawless Summer Skin Bronzer and I'm just gonna set the area where I cream contoured. I'm not gonna put too much on. I'm just gonna set this area. I'm not further contouring with this product since I already did that with the cream. But it is important to use a bronzer powder on top, even if you do cream, because otherwise it's gonna get lost underneath the rest of your makeup. So make sure you go back on top with powder. If you wanna totally skip cream and just do powder, you could do that too. But if you're a bride, don't skip it. Do cream and then powder. Do the whole shebang because it's just gonna, you need more impact for bridal, Desi bridal. Y'all know, we be going heavy with the makeup, so this is your moment. Do it. And then I'm just gonna powder contour slightly with this bronzer on a fluffy brush. For blush, I'm going to go in with this cream blush by M Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Soft Amethyst. So I actually like to put cream blushes on top of powder. You can put creams and liquids on top of powder. You just have to find the formula that works best with the powder that you're using. So for me, I've never had an issue with putting creams or liquids on top of powder, honestly. I don't even know where that came from, that you can't do that. I guess for texture and stuff, but I've never had that issue on myself or on anyone else. I'm just going in with my cream blush, and this shit is pretty pigmented, so I'm just putting like this much. Okay, that's a lot, whatever. And going in with the same brush that I've been using, because who has time to switch brushes? So I'm just putting it right on my cheekbone and blending it all around, and also hitting my cheeks. Today I feel like putting blush on my cheek. Sometimes I don't. I started doing it only here, but I like it on my apples sometimes. So I'm just taking it down, and look at how much glow it's giving me. Like I had no issue putting liquid on top of powder. So try it, you'll love it, trust me. And then hitting some on my nose too, since Gen Z says that we should put blush on our nose. Actually, I hated putting blush on my nose. I used to think that it looked so bad, but now I like it, but only right here. I hate it when it's on the tip, so I literally just put it right on the bridge, and I think it works. Okay, now I'm going in with this Charlotte Tilbury face powder. This is called the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, and this is in the shade number 2. Okay, the color range in this line absolutely sucks, but this powder is really good. Like, it photographs really well. So I'm just taking some on a big old fluffy brush, and I'm patting this into the extra shiny areas because I don't want it to look that shiny. It's not gonna look good in pictures. It's just gonna look like I'm sweaty. So that's why I am tapping it out. And then for blush, bronzer, highlight, I'm using this little compact thing from Becca. It's called Endless Bronze and Glow. And I'm not gonna add anything else, like more highlighter or anything. All the things that are in here are all shimmery, so it's gonna give me a pretty decent highlight. Now before I do anything else, I'm about to spray my face with the setting spray because I feel like I'm starting to get too powdery. Alright, face is officially done, so we can go back to eyes. I'm going to do my brows really quickly. My eyebrows are microbladed, but I still fill them in when I'm doing like a full glam makeup look because it just doesn't match. I still have a little bit of sparseness, only because it's fading from certain areas. Oh, what do you guys think about the new soap brow trend? Because I personally feel like I wouldn't be able to pull it off. Like, it looks good on some people, and sometimes I'm just like, what the hell is this? I keep seeing soap brows everywhere nowadays, even with full glam looks. Like, at first I thought it was just like for natural looks and, you know, maybe just for fun to like accentuate your brows, but like I've been seeing them for full glam looks too. And I just like, I couldn't imagine doing soap brows with like a bridal glam or something like that. I haven't seen any Desi bride do it yet. Okay, brows are done too. I just want to add a little bit of that highlighting blush that I had on into my brow bone too, just to like tie it all together. Well, let me start by sticking my nose pin in because otherwise I'm gonna forget. Yeah, let me finish up with the eyes first. My makeup order is so random today. I'm so sorry. Okay, I have this Rimmel London pencil. This is in the shade Jungle Green. I'm putting that in my lower waterline, all along my lower waterline. Alright, so for my lower lash line, I am dipping back into the electric palette. I'm taking this shade right here, the one that I used as my base, underneath that glitter, on a flat definer brush. This is the Morphe M432. And I'm setting that liner that I just applied with this. And I'm even pressing this into my waterline, but you have to be really careful because it's gonna get into your eye, and if you're wearing contacts or something, Like, just be careful not to get it into your contact. And I'm sorry if you have an eye phobia and I have this close up in my eye. Mina, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. Yeah? Do you like my makeup today?
I love it. It looks great. You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
I love you, Hamna.
Love you, why? Okay, so I only have lashes and lips. I would do lashes first, but I'm gonna do lips first because I have some really fun lashes that I want to show you guys today. I have these lashes by Glamnetic. They are green and purple. So I'm gonna do my lips first. So I'm taking this MAC lip liner. This is in the shade Soar. For lipstick, I'm taking the Shiseido lipstick in the shade number 208 Streaming Mauve. This is what it looks like. So now we can move on to lashes. Oh shit. Are you kidding me? Okay. So some of these lashes come with anchors on them, which are supposed to help you with sticking your lash on from underneath too, just to secure them. So if you get the Glamnetic lashes, make sure you check to see if they have anchors or not. So they sell two different types of eyeliners. One is felt tip and then one is brush tip. I'll show you guys what they both look like. This is the brush tip one, and then the felt tip one is this. And I actually prefer the felt tip one, but it's personal preference, totally up to you. I actually feel like this one might be more beginner friendly. The liner itself is the glue, which makes application so much easier. Glamnetic actually reached out to me for a collab, so if you guys are interested in magnetic lashes, you can use my code HamnaGlam at checkout if you guys want an extra 15% off. I'm not getting any commission out of it. It's literally just a promo code for you guys to use if you guys want 15% off. So I'm going to show you guys how I like to apply them, and I'm going to be using the felt tip liner today. I'm actually going to keep my liner very thin because I don't want a thick line to cover up all that hard work that I did earlier. And then I'm going to stick on, well, okay, so here's my lash, right? And there's two anchors on it. So you want to make sure you remove the anchor. And what it is, it's literally just this tiny little piece that's stuck to the front and the end of your lash. And it should stick immediately. And if it doesn't, you can like wiggle it around to get it perfect, however you want it. So give me a minute, let me get my shit straight. And then I'll show you how I use the anchors. You want to stick it right underneath the front of the lash so it can stick. You know how sometimes like the inner corner of your lash will start like popping off? This anchors it down, literally, that's what it's for. So I think that that's pretty cool. And then there's a second one for the end too. And you can skip the anchor at the end if you want. I honestly don't think I would need it. I probably would need like the front part more because that's the part that pops off for me the most. But I mean, it's a nice like add-on to have. This is how I apply my mascara after, just so I don't get it all over the lashes. Oh, I decided to do a wing. I hate myself for it, but you guys know I love wings, so I'm redoing this whole process. Okay, so I've got my lashes on. I realized that I never did an inner corner highlight, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. And this is it for the final look. I had a lot of fun creating this glam, and I'm actually really feeling the colored lashes. And then I just wanted to give you a little twirl of my outfit. Let me move back actually. So this is my outfit. It just has like panels and I don't know what happened to the pajama. And then the dupatta has like the same kind of design. It's like blue and purple tie-dye with a border. And this outfit is like 10 years old, you guys. I don't even know if panels are still in style, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they came back because styles are always coming and going. And then the jewelry is actually my mom's. Shout out to my mom for always coming in clutch with the jewelry. But yeah, wear this as a bride, wear this as a guest, wear this to your mehndi, sangeet, whatever the case. Me personally, I wouldn't wear this to like my reception, but I would definitely wear it to a mehndi. I'd probably wear it to a dholki too, knowing me. I would even wear this as a guest. Like honestly, like you guys know, we go all out. That's what we do. I think it's fun to dress up, wear a lot of makeup, put on your jewelry do your thing. I'm so excited for wedding season. I can't even think of anyone's wedding that I'm going to be going to this year. But even if I don't, I'm still going to come up with so many looks for you guys. I got y'all. Don't worry. If you have any specific looks based off of a color combination that you have, let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to be doing so many more of these. This is just look one out of this year / this season, wedding season, shadi season, whatever. You get the point. But yeah, now I'm rambling. It's like almost 2:30 a.m. I always make these long videos at night because I'm a night owl. I need to go to sleep now though because Danish left after, like, I just did my whole photo shoot and everything, and now I'm sitting down to film this outro for y'all. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!
I need one.